Welcome back, folks, to another episode of the Weekly Dweeb. With me, as always, is my good friend Kev. Kev, how are we doing today, buddy?
Oh, you know, I love a Monday just about as much as anyone walking this plane of existence can physically love Mondays. So, you know, I am on
Mondays.
Top of the entire world, James. That is me, metaphorically speaking. Unfortunately, literally speaking, I hear the North Pole, not necessarily where you'd want to spend any time. So I'm pretty good, man. How are you today on this glorious Monday?
Better than my computer. Better than my computer. My apologies for this little engine that couldn't today. Good. We were ready to start, and Kev goes, it's a little choppy, and I probably did look like N64 graphics at that point in the moment. Not good. We're good now. We got the stream up, Headbug. We are here. Everybody is shocked. Headbug does not need to start going to church again. We also were joking about how that would wreck the Clout Route stream because you'd miss it all the time then.
Yeah, we can't afford to take that hit. All right. So
oh, good Lord.
We need you at the Church of Clout on Sunday mornings. Luckily, though, I believe it's Sunday evenings in Headbugs.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Yeah, it would be.
So
it would be
good. I think
it would be over here. It would be messing with the old church crowd.
Yeah, I'll probably be just getting around to sleep right around church time in England.
I can go. Yeah, go. Yeah. There you go. See,
there it is. But I will not.
Oh, okay. But I will not. We are here, folks. We're back. Thank you to all who watched last Wednesday's show. And to all, apologies for the people that didn't realize it wasn't live.
Sorry about that.
I got a good laugh out of it, Headbug, when you were like, why aren't they laughing at my jokes?
Yeah, that would be quite a turn if all of a sudden we just had a stream where we just ignored chat. I don't know. I don't know what that would be like. I couldn't do it.
Yeah, that would be odd.
I literally can't. It pops up on the screen and I have to look at it.
My brain melted. I was like, why aren't they laughing?
It's like, what is going on?
What is happening?
Some good shit right here, pal. Come on.
Acknowledge me.
It's good material.
Yeah, I was out of town last week, which is a perfect time to announce that this will be my last live stream for 2 weeks. Actually, we will still have content going, but I am on vacation starting Wednesday for 10 days. So I'm going to miss a bunch of stuff. However, we are already recording on show for tonight, and Kev will be in charge next week. I'm going to have at least I'll have one. It looks like I'm only going to have one pre-recorded thing come out here the next week. But Kev's going to be in charge next week. Fear not. Kev knows what he's doing. He's got this. I'm unfortunately, for anybody that does not like me in this universe, which I don't think that's anybody in the chat, I am not announcing my exit from the show. I'm just going to be gone for vacation. Well, that was supposed to happen about a month ago and fell through on me.
You know, in other genres on this platform, James, we would have staged a whole argument and you would have quit for 2 weeks and then we'd have surprised everybody.
Oh, we really? We could have.
Yeah.
Oh, it could have been
kayfabed it.
Hashtag the return. That's not my
realm. We brought Danny in. We'd have brought Danny.
Oh my God, we really missed an opportunity to substitute Danny in for 2 weeks, didn't we? To let Danny take over.
No, what would have been better would have been to bring Danny in, but have him change his tagline to say James and have your handle up and just never acknowledge it. and I just call him James for 4 episodes. That would have been good, I think. We'll save that.
Actually would have been really fucking funny.
You guys can borrow that when it's my turn to take some time off. All right, you can just have Danny pretend to be Kev or something.
That would be. Oh, that'd have been great. That would have been so good. What is up, Anthony? I haven't seen it either. Kev, have you watched the trailer? I have not.
I have not. I'm looking forward to it. Well, why do I do that to myself, James? Because I'm an idiot and I am invested and I really like this franchise. I can't help but have expectations for it. So I am. We used to have.
It is canon.
What was it? Is it something like softly? I'm cautiously optimistic, James. There it is.
We got to get that. We got to get that made. We got to get that shirt made. The Fetch Quest shirt made.
Anybody good at drawing? Hit us up in the chat.
Oh, we've got that on deck. We'll talk a little Assassin's Creed Shadows because Headbug's new foray into Assassin's Creed. I thought that would be a good one just to spend too much time on it, but I think I'm gonna end up buying it because it's not super long, which is really excites me actually. And then we pulled a fast one. That was the original reason we were late, is because I was finishing up the most recent episode of Daredevil. We're going to talk about it tonight, since I will not be here to talk this week about it. So we can get that in. Kev, where do you want to start? Where do you want to go with? Do you want to go Assassin's Creed? Do you want to do Alien Earth trailer? Do we want to save Daredevil for the last 30 minutes?
We can save Daredevil for the end. I am going to vote for the trailer first, just because I know the further down the tracks we go, the harder it is for that little engine that could to power through. So I think it's probably in our best bet, but I am looking forward to talking episode 4 with all of you. There is some rhyme to our reason, as we discussed, or as you guys discussed. I was not there. I was far from Discord this weekend. My apologies. But this weekend, he says. But anyway, I saw the Barenthal's the post about what John Barenthal had to say about the original version of Daredevil Born Again, and that was a whole big part of the review video that I was working on, because I felt that it was a good coincidence, if that's what it was, that this particular episode of Daredevil came out as he was telling people about that experience, and I felt like it was a great opportunity to talk about them together. So lo and behold, which just hit James up like, hey, you want to just do that today to get, so we can talk about this. It will be a lot of fun. At least it'll be a lot of fun to talk about, and that may or may not be a spoiler. Kevin and Discord had a falling out. Yes, we're working on it.
So we've got a lot on deck here. Anthony brings up, since we're going to go Alien Earth right away, let's start here. When it takes place, I actually looked this up because I before even deciding we were going to watch it, I was like, I want to make sure this is canon before we watch this. I didn't know if it was just some bullshit thing, right? It takes place, it's before the first movie. So it's set between Alien Covenant and the original Alien. It is set in 2120. And the original takes place in 2122. So
wait. 21 and it's when did, sorry, can you say that again? I got
Alien
confused.
Earth takes place set in 2120.
Okay.
And then Ridley Scott's original Alien film takes place in 2122.
Oh, wow.
So there's a 2-year gap.
Yeah, that's what I thought you said, and I was certain I had to have heard it wrong. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry to put all of you through that. I thought it had to have been me that had malfunctioned in that. So we're saying the series, of which I will admit I don't remember much about. We've probably talked about it once or twice, but I have not gone spoiler hunting, so I don't really know what for me the premise of an alien movie or series is easy. There's going to be xenomorphs. And if there are, I'm in. If there's not, there better be a Michael Fassbender. All right. Otherwise, I'm out, dude. I'm just out, especially after that last one. But Alien Earth, but it takes place 2 years before the original.
Yep.
So, huh? How does that work, James? The aliens already on Earth?
I'm reading here a little bit because this ship that is coming to Earth, right? Yeah, this is how it takes place.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the best elevator pitch ever. You know, good on you, gang.
Let's see here.
What up?
It's set in 2120 and consists of a pivotal moment where a spacecraft carrying a xenomorph crashes and lands on Earth. So in this series, we'll see their first interaction with humans that will set the stage for Ridley Scott's 1979 film coming full circle.
That's not how circles work, but okay.
See if I can find some other information. That doesn't seem right?
I don't like this. Can I say that? Can I just get right off the cautiously optimistic train and say this sounds like a horrible idea and it doesn't make a lick of damn sense to me? You mean to tell me 2 full years before those dummies woke up on the Nostromo that we knew we had xenomorphs already on the damn Earth? How does that not just ruin everything that happens after?
I agree. Screen Rant's article from September 5th last year is showing that it takes place 30 years before.
I think that might be worse.
A year before Prometheus, 12 years before Alien Covenant. A lot of people are expecting some government cover-up or some corporate espionage cover-up, not espionage.
So that's probably a no on the alternate timeline. That's what I'm saying. What kind of circle is that? You just drew maybe a curved line at best from here to.
I'm just glancing through this. Yeah, wouldn't they destroy Earth? That's not right. And they don't find them for another 30 years.
So what they manage. Here's my idea what this is going to be about. Then one of these things lands on Earth. The xenomorph goes through. It's going to have to be in some isolated area. Like we're going to have to basically either rip off John Carpenter, who was ripping off a 50s filmmaker who was ripping off a short story, or they're going to have some weird, we'll take them down to the lab, to the sub bunker, and then the aliens are going to run rampant through that bunker. But it's got to be contained because then that would potentially, I guess, lead to why Wayland Yutani would have this corporate interest in getting more xenomorphs because they already knew they were around. I still hate it. I still think it's completely unnecessary, but this is just me and my stupid human brain trying to figure out a thread, anything. Like what is the point of telling the part of the story that happens before you're introduced to a xenomorph? Why would anything need to predate this? I don't understand. They've left so many gaps in the timeline where things could be serviceable. This is what happens when you Prometheus. God damn it. God damn you, Prometheus. This is your fault too. Now that I think about it, I've been on a journey with this film, James, from what the fuck was that stupid shit to, okay, if that one lady hadn't just run straight away, that was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. But honestly, if I take a step back and a few deep breaths, okay, I can see what they're going for. And I appreciate having more lore. And then whatever the hell Alien Covenant was, it happened. And it has been a very quick downward spiral for me. And I can't help but go back to that bastard Prometheus. That was the movie that started this whole fire. Pun very much intended. Okay. I rest my case, Your Honor.
Carlson, back off my boy Prometheus.
Yeah, that's
let's see what Google
Prometheus
AI
deserves better than to be represented.
Google's AI is saying 2 years before.
What are they doing?
I am confuzzled. Gonna have a fight, and we're gonna get security guards and the chat.
I also can't wait to talk.
Don't worry, Alien Earth won't break the timeline. Well, tell me more, Game Rant. Tell me more.
It won't break the timeline. Okay. Well, in other news, gang, I will not be buying a Hulu subscription. I have dodged another bullet. We're not gonna be adding it for this.
Yeah, I don't know. We're not supposed to be on. This is too long. Game Rant. This is too long of an article. All right, let's play this trailer.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's play this, and then we can talk about it. All right. Also, there's a new present button, Kevin. I don't know if you noticed this in StreamYard, so I'm intrigued to see if this does or doesn't, how this works out for us.
StreamYard's great at providing updates.
We'll give them credit.
Yeah, they do a lot. I will say that for them.
Also, if this sucks, it's my computer. Is anything playing on your end?
And here we have a xenomorph at midnight. This is a Wilson Fisk painting. There we go.
What the frick is going on here?
Can you get Hulu in Canada? Yeah, VPNs, dude. Which is all I will say about that, Polar.
Well, this button seems to not have worked as intended.
I would never use a VPN to.
All right, well, let's do this a different way, because that didn't work. I know it plays because I played it right before this. I did do that.
Oh, you're gonna use the old present button to see if that
the old present button on the bottom. Then I know
they left the old button there.
Yeah, the old one's down on the bottom. Yeah.
All right, StreamYard, whatever. Wild out, man.
Oh, that's interesting, because this one seems not to be working either.
Oh, it's scuffed. Wow. You know what? 0 out of 10. Alien After Earth or Alien 2 Welcome to Earth. I don't know.
That's interesting. Let's try. Can I upload it? Well, I suppose we could do that, right?
Probably, yeah. Why not?
That is odd. That is very weird.
I blame our wonderful friends at StreamYard. I'm just kidding. That's probably a bad idea. I don't mean it.
If I play it that way, or I guess I could just go to YouTube and play it. Let's do that. I know that. Let's do that. Because if I play it, Kev, if I play it through the video clips, it overlays us, and they won't be able to see our fine faces.
Oh, that's true. We could never have that.
I mean, it's scary, Alien. So this is gonna be probably really shitty quality, which that's fine. You're used to my shitty ass computer, so that's fine.
Which will only be partially our fault, because I maintain some of this is going to be plenty shitty on its own, James. But maybe I just didn't have enough coffee this Monday.
Yes, the aliens just see a black screen. All right, okay,
so it's very fitting considering the Daredevil conversation we'll have later. We've got our rabbit in a snowstorm and our xenomorph at midnight. It's good.
This should work.
Oh, got him.
There we go. Maybe we'll see.
We got a minute and a half. All right, do your worst, Hulu.
Creation is an act of will. Evolution is inevitable.
Like Thanos.
Contact lost with Outpost 17. We need immediate
It's just a big cat when you think about it. You hear him purring like that?
It's just nice. Just wanted to pet.
They're survivors. And now, so are we. We've spent decades preparing for war in the stars. Turns out, the war came to us.
That's why the cat did so well in the original. That's a
If
good
this is their
point.
planet now, we burn it to the ground.
Did somebody make this with AI?
Ooh, that was bad, right?
I feel like somebody made this with AI. Is this real?
That's terrible, right?
I mean, yeah, it reminds me. I haven't seen something that looked like that since
We're
Secret
not even
Invasion.
going. I'm not. That was awful.
I'm hoping. I maintain hope that this was a ruse. Right, this was some kind of fake trailer.
That was awful.
A well-meaning fan trailer. Please tell me this isn't real. Anthony's with me.
I gotta look up. Like, that was terrible. I hope that was fake.
Ooh, put your detective hats on, dweeb. We're gonna take a look. I will stutter some more, and then finally I will say this, James. I'll give the folks some thoughts while you look into that further. That didn't make sense. Admittedly, I was only half paying attention to whatever the narration was saying because because normally when we do these things, we go back and we pause
I'm not
and we
going
talk
back.
about it a lot. And so I've kind of just trained myself to look for certain visuals and kind of tune out the audio when it comes to a voiceover, at least. I don't remember any of the talking points, but it really sounded stupid, as if there was some massive invasion on Earth, that there was just going to be a shit ton of xenomorphs. And if that were the idea, and also at that point in the timeline, I would have to say that is one of the dumbest ideas that I have heard, at least since 5 p.m., right? At least since the workday ended. I mean, geez.
I gotta pull that up. Did I click on? I wonder if I clicked on the wrong thing because that was so bad.
You know it was real. It sucked. I hope.
I'm hoping that I clicked on an AI thing by accident. That was not good.
Ooh. Kang, I hope you are right. Kang says, I love Alien. I think the show will be cool. I also love Alien. I mean, not as clearly as
Okay.
as
Thank God.
Not everything in Alien speaks to me on a personal level. Every once in a while, I groan at like, oh, I wish y'all hadn't have done that with this IP that I love so much. But generally speaking, I get far much more joy out of the Alien franchise than I do sadness. And sometimes you have to remind yourself that Alien 3 or that's a thing, and that it's not just Prometheus that sucks at times.
Okay, I clicked on the wrong thing. Thank goodness. Whew. Thank goodness. I clicked on one that was a concept, like our final trailer concept. Okay, woof.
We're about to go John Connor on AI.
I was like, what the fuck is that? They got me because it was 3 days ago. It's the same time this other one came out. Got it. Woof. Jesus. Here's okay. I can't. The only place I can find this is on Twitter, by the way. So I just found it. And I'm pretty sure this is real. This looks way more real. Okay. That got me good. I was like, what the fuck? This is what I'm actually looking for.
Hey, I'm very excited about that.
Got it. Okay. Jesus.
Says, I like Prometheus for what it was, but the studio really gutted it. That is probably fair as well. And sometimes it's really frustrating and difficult to try to judge these films when you know how much studio intervention there was, where the ideas get changed, which is fitting. That is on theme for today, actually. We'll be talking about that later. Disney. Headbug says, I feel like a series makes it possible to really explore the lore and add cool shit to it if they do it right. And that is such a big ol' if. You can just ask our boy, the lead character from Squid Games, about that. Yep, there it was. Acolyte joke. Yeah, I got James here once for the next 2 weeks. We're getting our acolyte shots. So
Yep.
you better believe it.
Okay, I'm gonna put us off the side. This is actually it. Okay.
Ooh.
That was God.
AI.
That was bad. Okay, here we go. This is the
Rickrolled
new
by
footage.
AI.
This is the new footage here.
Please God, please God. I mean, I love it already.
Much better.
Laurel, let me in! Please! It's coming! Let me in!
Oh, it's on
Okay.
Disney Plus. Hell yeah, up yours, Hulu. I guess I will watch it.
Okay. That was much better.
That's true. I agree. Agreed.
Comparatively, that was much better.
It still confirmed all of my biggest fears for
That they're landing
what
the
it's
ship
going to be
on
doing.
Earth. Yep.
But yeah,
2
that-
years before.
I wish I could remember little details. For instance, like how long the crew on the Nostromo were actually asleep, because maybe there's some sort of theoretical, maybe they were in deep space long enough where they left in plenty of time. That probably tracks that the crew, the humans on that ship, left before there were xenomorphs. And in the meantime, I guess what is about to happen in this show will be one of, if not the sort of inciting incident that lets Weyland-Yutani know that these things are out there, because it does track. But the part that's weird about it, though, it almost alludes to the idea that this still isn't even the beginning. It's a good spot. What they've shown us, I think, was an intriguing point, an interesting scene to pick, because now you're wondering, the AI being against the human crew is nothing new, right? We had that tracks with what happened in the first one. So the fact that this droid would be trapping the crew and leaving them all to die, like, that all makes sense. That's all been part of the plan. But that, to me, says that even at this point, 2 years earlier, Weyland-Yutani knows what's up. So is this at the beginning of the series, or is this at the end of the series? Because we're either going to be witnessing the actual discovery for the time being of the xenomorph and finding out how this corporate greed was so attracted to this weird thing that they wanted to send people out to go get more of it, or this is just going to be kind of a red herring, and this isn't even going to be our origin story. This is just, oh yeah, it started even before this too, huh? You know, we've been knowing about xenomorphs. So I'll watch it. It's done enough to intrigue me, and that little idiot completionist in my head will want to know what the story is, whether I like it or not. So I will watch it, James, but I'm very nervous. All right. I don't know what the hell to make of this. What do you think?
As somebody that I'm not a resident alien expert, and I really need to watch them so I can be like you, so I can be as cool as you. It doesn't make sense because they're never on Earth ever. I do know that. In the first Alien film, it's like their first, they never make it to Earth to kill us.
Yeah, I feel like there's moments of self-sacrifice and stuff to make sure that doesn't happen.
One landing on Earth seems not great, unless it's at the end of the series, which would make sense, right? However, If
We have
it's
breaking
before,
news.
like anything, before we know they exist, doesn't that doesn't make sense? I'm confused.
Oh, the alien is going to be played by Rachel Ziegler. I love that. Man, I have heard only good things about Snow White. I got to say this. Sorry for the Snow
Like
White.
it's $43 million it made.
Yeah. Woof. It's tough. I will probably never watch this movie just because it was not going to be like, that's not the nostalgia that I have. All right. I wasn't growing up, guys. You might be surprised. Not a big Disney princess guy over here. As any child of the 90s, I had every Disney VHS tape that we could find at our local thrift store. So I'm not saying I never owned a copy of Snow White, but it wasn't on my frequently watched list. So I have no desire to go watch this anyway. But what I have heard from the people who have is, holy shit, this is bad. And also, why did you even want to make it if you like? It's not the same story from what I hear.
Yeah, so it's not the same story. They've changed it all. It's
You're right.
Bad. And then the whole the PR run they're on is quite something. Quite something.
I've heard it called Snow Beige, Snow Off White. Just people CGI slop fest. I've heard that one too. Very interesting that in a world of inclusion where you're so worried about offending people that you would rather make CGI monstars from Space Jam or whatever they are, because they're not, pardon me, trigger warning gang, they're not dwarves. God forbid you hire little people who do need jobs in this economy and who, I don't know, some of whom may actually want to be in the entertainment business. Now, I know, Peter Dinklage couldn't just play all 7 of them, so you would have had to find.
Oh, why'd you have to give him that idea?
But
now they're
God
gonna remake
forbid.
it.
Oh,
the remake of Snow White comes out in 2 years with Peter Dinklage as all the dwarves.
And as Snow White at this point, because fuck it, why not? We're gonna make Snow White an actual. It's gonna be Robin Hood, but Snow White. So she's gonna be the rob from the rich, give to the poor, all that kind of stuff. It's gonna be like Joan of Arc meets Robin Hood, but with singing birds, starring Peter Dinklage.
We ain't watching. We don't even fuck that show. Fuck that movie. Fuck you, Disney. We ain't fucking watching it. Back to Alien Earth. Kev, will you watch Alien Earth based on that trailer?
Yes. Decent trailer. You guys know the stuff that I like. Those of you that have been here around for a while, at least. Didn't give me too much. Set up a premise. Although I disagree with the idea at face value with what I currently know about it. I am putting my faith in the fact that they got something else. They know what they're doing. And again, this is a franchise that, for me at least, it's hitting over 50% on whether or not I enjoy the stuff that they put out. So I will take a chance on this. I will say though, if it was only on Hulu, I might have changed my answer, because I don't think I'd pay another $20 a month just to watch
another
this.
Fucking subscription. Yeah. Respect to get that. I think I'll be passing, mainly because I haven't watched anything else. So
yeah, you don't want to start.
Instead of watching this, why don't I go back and watch the newest Alien movie that you enjoyed? How about that? Let's start there, Jim.
Yeah.
Seems like a better thing to do. Yeah. Okay. Briefly, because we got to get the Daredevil stuff too, so I probably should have used a different thumbnail for today, but I digress. Is Assassin's Creed Shadows came out last week. Quite a haunted development. It was delayed like 2 months ago. I'm trying to go back, and I should have favorited Headbug's comment about it earlier, how she didn't like it.
Assassin's Creed Shadow, as in like, so they have this like league of assassins that are in the shadows. Huh? Right? Is this a Bane crossover?
Yeah, is this a Batman game?
I am the League of Shadows. Sorry,
I just use that.
Yeah, that was just an excuse to do Bane stuff. Ah, you think shadows are your ally?
Oh God, I'm not gonna miss this for 2 weeks. The curmudgeon. So here's a fun one. The main guy is black, and it's actually historically correct. Like there was a lot of uproar about racism on this, right? And there's two main characters, if I'm correct. There's Japanese. It's set in Japan, right? Is that right? Let me fuck this up. I think it's set in Japan.
I would hope so. Where else they got? If they're doing their historical Assassin's Creed thing and they're doing samurais outside of Japan, then that would probably be incorrect, I would think. Although
it's set in feudal Japan. It's not a true story, but one of the samurai they use is based on a black samurai. So that's actually real. That's not made up. So there was a big, huge racism.
They hate it. You can't put black people in Japan, man.
Yeah, so that's not actually real. But I digress. Also, where is Shadow? Yeah. Where is Shadow?
That's true. He's probably playing Assassin's Creed.
Mic came unplugged, it says. I don't fucking know.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a different mic now.
Now I can't hear Kev. That's great.
Yeah, we've got your room noise coming in there, brother. But I will hit up the chat here real quick. Rare Bane guy. Everyone I knew just wanted to be the Joker. Yeah, see that what a Halloween costume run Heath Ledger Joker had. But as far as my experience with Assassin's Creed, it really ends after about what was Brotherhood. Brotherhood was peak Assassin's Creed for me. Nothing made me happier than hanging out just outside of the view of my targets and then just being able to call in one of the boys, just like, hey guys, come on down, ice this fool for me, and then we'll move along. I have played a little bit of the one that's in Egypt, and I absolutely played some. Odyssey is the one that I'm still stuck on. Again, some of you have heard this before, so I apologize, but I just kind of leave games and then don't go back to them for a while. And Odyssey is any Assassin's Creed game usually is one of those where it's like, well, back in the day, I'd have played 4 or 5 straight hours of this and that would have been phenomenal. But, nowadays I'm old, I'm a curmudgeon, and I don't have the ability to get as immersed for as long. So those games that are massive with all the shit to explore, I find myself avoiding them. Because if you can only play Assassin's Creed for an hour, sometimes you don't even really get to do anything, depending on where you're at in the game, especially when you're playing a game where you got to walk around as one dude and conquer all of Greece. It's wild. It's fun. I have fun.
I don't have those kind of hours anymore. However, Kev,
yeah,
I will say,
damn it.
Something that intrigues me about this game. So I've been wanting to get something new recently, right? Another game that came out last week that got awesome reviews was Xenoblade for the Switch, and the game is 120 hours long. That would take me 9 months.
Yeah, dude.
I ain't got that kind of time. However, this was a smaller Assassin's Creed game. It's still mainline, however you want to do that. But it's the rumor is it takes between 30 and 40 hours to beat it. And I was like, okay, am intrigued. Because Headbug's currently playing Valhalla and Black Flag, probably my 2 Assassin's Creed games. Valhalla, I think I played for 90 hours, never finished it. And I was like, all right, I'm done. I've had enough.
You got what you
I got what I needed out of this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I will look at the Valhalla ship and
it's awesome. We were talking. You missed it over the weekend. It's in there. Yeah. That's why I'm intrigued by it. It's gotten good reviews. Metacritic 81. Even IGN liked this, which probably means it's actually terrible.
Mm.
But the fact that it's only like roughly, I could beat it in 40 hours. I'm like, that intrigues me a little bit. It's got some Ghost of Tsushima vibes to it. Like it definitely took some of the combat or tried to take some of the combat and stuff from that. So I'm interested. It may be my next game because I need something to do. Now I'm seeing a $70 price point. I'm like, God dang, games are expensive now.
That's a good take. Oh man, I wonder it.
This is what I saw too.
Anytime soon. Ooh, apparently the fighting mechanics are the best so far. And this is a perfect segue into what I was about to ask you, James. What are your thoughts on the rumors or allegations that some of these positive reviews might be bought and paid for? And now shock, gasp, I'm sure you're all astounded right now to hear that.
Not surprised.
People pay for positive reviews for their product.
I'm literally not surprised on anything. Here, a perfect example is critic reviews on Metacritic are 81, user reviews are 5.9.
Well, and the reason I bring it up, James, is because someone took a screenshot of, I think it was 4 different articles that all used the same phrasing in their headline. And that phrase is return to form. Everybody keeps saying this is a return to form. And the funny thing is that when everybody's saying the same thing, it's almost like they're working a job or something, and it's their job to say that thing because that's what they got paid to say. But I digress. But if the user reviews hold up, it is what it is. But I have been a little wary with this one because I feel like some of the hype is manufactured.
I have not seen that, and now I'm. Which one? A, mega corporation, not surprising. 2, cult mentality is great. Oh, sorry.
It's a good joke.
Would not surprise me at all, and nothing surprises me anyway, right? Like where did I see AI recently that people got called out? Like, oh, it was Headbug talking about the movie that was getting released on Netflix that they used AI to modulate their voices afterwards, and it had big names in it. It's just like, what are we doing, guys? Headbug, I don't have Discord pulled up because my computer is. I'm trying not to explode it. Can you tell me what movie that was that you posted in the Discord? It's stupid, man. Like, what are we doing? We've talked about this, but like, if you don't have the money, like, we use AI to make some GIFs and like some thumbnails and some videos for us, right? We have our budget for this show is $0. 0. I sneezed right out. The AI is getting to me too.
Cannot wait.
The Russo brothers directed
that
it too.
Free labor for paid labor that I can afford.
Yeah, it had like a $320 million budget, and they used AI to modulate. Let me see if I can find that article. The Electric State. That's right.
It's electric.
Pulling that up.
Harl says, "Dog, you're telling me Adrian Brody can't be trained to do a German accent? You got to polish it in post." Yeah, I can afford you. Thank you, Sleek. All right, we're gonna have to change it to Sleek the Dweeb, though. Actually, no, we'll talk. We can negotiate that point. Like the best cast you could get for a film, and then they said, "Hey,
I can't find the exact article." Continue without supporting us. Yes, I don't need the fucking ads. What'd they say here?
Dweeb the geek.
Yeah, so it's just don't
quit it. Stop it.
Quit it.
Just don't. Okay.
Just don't. Yeah, they employed AI in the movie for voice modulation. Joe Russo defended it, stated that artificial intelligence should not carry a negative stigma, emphasizing that any 10-year-old could do it after watching a TikTok video. He says there's a lot of finger pointing and hyperbole because people are afraid, they don't understand, but ultimately you'll see AI used more significantly. Woof.
Oh, I know, because rich pricks like you are trying to squeeze everybody out. I'm well aware, whoever that was you just quoted, James, whoever that piece of shit. What'd you say? Was that Joe Russo or Vince Russo? What kind of an idiot? Why is it that everybody who's dumb on this planet has the last name Russo? What's up with that?
He
I'm
believes
sorry.
that AI has the potential to enhance creativity rather than hinder it. I'm sure AI is in a generative state now where it has, as we call them, hallucinations. You can't do mission critical work with something that hallucinates. That's the reason self-driving cars haven't taken over, why AI surgery is not taking place worldwide, but it's in generative state. AI is best suited towards creativity.
Bro, AI,
Whoa.
you can Wile E. Coyote a Tesla into crashing into a brick wall. You can you can paint a fucking tunnel, and that stupid car will drive right into it because we're going to use cameras instead of lidar. It's going to be great. We've got Cybertrucks made out of the steel from our rockets, but we will use Gorilla Glue to hold them together. It's going to be very good. Yeah, sorry, I digress. But AI should not be using to do this. Yes, right, Headbug. They could employ sound people. Sleek would be able to probably contribute a lot of thoughts here. But I have used soundboards before that have like a knob where you just change the filter, and then you have other smaller knobs where you can
bad, dude.
do that, and then voila, you get and that's to discount. That's not even including Headbugs or Harles's point of, you could just have the actors act. How many Aussies and Brits come over here, James, and put us to shame because they're so good at doing our accent. We don't even know they're foreigners until they go sit in an interview and you're like, oh, wow.
You're like, oh, shit, that's crazy.
Oh, damn. Shit, you're way more talented than I thought. That sucks, huh? No, but an AI will fix it.
Disappointing.
The only place I recently did see an instance where AI was used, and I thought to myself, hell yeah, dude, here we go. This is more of what I'm talking about. So I was at a Wendy's not too long ago, James. And wouldn't you know it, a Wendy's drive-through, they now have their own AI, at least in Columbus, that tells you to go ahead and place your order. And you can go back and forth. Now, for me, I'm an order ahead type of guy. All right. I live in a cashless society. So I always have to talk to the human anyway, because I'm like, hey, I have a mobile order. But I listen to the person in front of me actually place their entire order with the AI and go up. And as someone who was well versed, I had a longer career than I would like to admit working in a drive-through. There was never a point in time where I thought, God, I sure would hate it if somebody else did this job. I think anybody who's ever worked a drive-through would tell you they hate the drive-through. They hate talking to drive-through customers. And that, to me, like, that feels like a use. Like, okay, cool. You're going to have your little AI take my order. Perfect. I'm not missing these freezer chili jokes, by the way. I had tunnel vision there for a second, but I see you, and I approve.
I see you.
I approve these messages. The freezer chili. Yes, drive-through customers are not sending. They're not sending their best, folks. Okay, they're very rude, impatient people. Let them talk to the AI.
Yeah, fuck AI. Stop using it creatively, because you're not using it to enhance anything. You're using it to take people's jobs away. Just a reality. Like, no. Why do it? Why?
Because the more they use it, the more adept they will get at it, and they can cut more people out of work, James. I hate to say that, and I don't mean, when I say that, I don't mean to sound like a conspiracy theorist, and I'm certainly not accusing every single director or producer or showrunner of doing the thing that I just said, but you can bet your ass the CEOs at those studios are, because we live in a world, we live in a society where there are publicly traded companies, and CEOs have shareholders and boards of directors that they must answer to. And somehow, some way, these brainiac wonderkins must find ways to maintain profitability for their shareholders. And that will almost always come at the expense of the people doing the actual work, because if the shareholders have to make more money, you're not getting your raise, and at a certain point you're getting fired so that somebody else can do your job on top of theirs, and that way the CEO can once a quarter go up and say, oh, we're showing profits. That's why a number of times you see a new CEO come in. What's the first fucking thing they do, James? What is the first thing new management does? They clean house. They fire more people than they need to, and then they'll backfill the positions that they feel are absolutely necessary. We're seeing it go on in other places in our life. I'm not here to talk about any of that shit, but as far as it pertains to the film industry, that's why I think they're doing it, James, is because the better we can train this AI, the less we'll need any more of you peasants.
Yeah, well, it's the opposite is Tony Gilroy, right? Tony Gilroy is like, we're not releasing the scripts for Andor online because why would we help the bots?
Yeah, we're not trying to help our competition, right? We're not trying to write ourselves out of a job. All right.
This, and I want to go back to a statement here. And this is an exact quote, and it's kind of terrifying, actually. There's a lot of finger pointing and hyperbole because people are afraid they don't understand.
Well, that's a true statement that I feel like is helping to run defense for all the lies in the statement.
Yeah.
People are afraid they don't understand it. Well, that's true. That's true for everybody.
You don't
to some
understand.
extent.
It's great for you. Trust me.
Yeah,
it's
dude. Ask your grandparents how they felt about credit cards.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, at one point there was an uproar about the facts that a bunch of pin setters were going to lose their jobs because bowling alleys came up with a way to automatically set the pins. That used to be a job, right? One person had to sit back there, chain smoking cigarettes, hoping that your asshole 14-year-old brother doesn't just whip one down there while he's trying to set it up and kill you. That used to be a job, and people were upset about it. And people were wondering, what are we going to do with all the horses now that this newfangled Henry Ford, the future Nazi, is going to sorry about that. Now that Henry Ford's here to ruin everyone's life and get us all stuck on 40-hour work weeks, what about the poor horses? So yeah, 100% change is scary. It scares us all. We get a little nervous, but also like Terminator is a thing. Like we know
how this ends.
Goes.
We predicted it. We predicted our own demise. Like, what are we doing?
Crazy, man. I don't get it. You're just scared. That's
exactly right.
God damn it.
All right. Enough of this bullshit ass AI take. Daredevil episode 4 came out last week.
Why did we stop?
There we go. There's Shadow.
What up, Shadow?
The positivity we know and love.
First thing. I'm sorry. Chat is on fire. All right, Daredevil born again.
That is good. Yeah. Okay. We'll clip this and post this later too as part of our review series. But I am, as I've said earlier, gone the rest of the week. So Kev wanted to talk it, and I'm in. Kev, we got another episode without the fucking mask, without Daredevil. We've seen the mask. Major spoilers for episode 4 of Daredevil, right? Is it episode 4? Is that right?
That's right.
Yep.
We
see the mask.
Something like that.
We see the mask, the view from the trailers, actually. So he's got a little. You never find it if you go upstairs on the little fucking watchtower thing upstairs and open up the door. Like, you'll never know that it's a story.
Why is his secret bat cave just like the janitor's shed at his apartment complex? I can't understand that one.
Nobody ever goes up there.
Yeah. It's like, bro, first of all, I knew that scene was written by AI, because I was like, everybody who's ever been depressed knows that you can't hide anything on an apartment building. All right,
Nope.
You never worked at a bank before, dude? Come on, dude. Everybody knows they keep those doors locked, dude. Yeah. Stop poor shaming.
Anyway, we get another episode. No Daredevil. Sure looks like it's about to change, right? At the end of the episode, he's training. Like, I want your thoughts on this. One more, again. We've seen him once. The very beginning of the first episode.
Those reshoots were vital, weren't they?
Yeah,
we've seen him once. I am getting a little taste. I guess careful what you wish for, pal, because I think it was only 2 short weeks ago, James, that I said, you know what? When Charlie Cox gets real old and is no longer wanting to do the Daredevil side of things, I would love to watch a courtroom procedural
You did
where
this.
he just gets to be a dope ass lawyer. Well, you know what? Turns out I wasn't the only one who had that idea, because according to The Punisher, one of the main reasons he didn't sign on to the first version of this show is because it was a courtroom procedural that did not feature Daredevil very much. And it also kind of seems like they kept a lot of that stuff in, because we know that Foggy and the boys were brought back for episode 1 and maybe 2. Was Karen in episode 2, or is it just episode 1? I think
Whatever episode she comes back for a second, right? Like,
yeah, we know they did some reshoot. We know they shook some things up for episodes 1 and 2. We know that much, but it seems like they just said, this sucks. Let's start it. Let's just do a better opening, and then the rest of it will play better. We're still going to do the whole, it's just Daredevil in the courtroom. But this, for me, James, was a big step backwards from the previous episode, because the previous episode, we at least were in court. We were dealing with a murder case.
Seemed to be going on, right?
What we have here is Daredevil getting bullied by a petty criminal who just is not portrayed very well. I have some. Okay, so I'm going to have to check my notes here, James, to give you my thoughts on this one, because there's a lot of dumb stuff that happens in this, not the least of which being the very opening scene. They're putting Hector's wallet, keys, watch, and phone in an evidence bag. You mean to tell me this secret vigilante was roaming the streets with literally everything you would ever need to identify him?
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, fucking jean pockets, dude. Are you kidding me?
You are right. I didn't even think of that.
That was like the first 30 seconds. I was like, this is so dumb. What are we doing? But it was a very, very slow burn episode. But to me, I thought this defendant was a little dickish, and it made it hard for me to relate to this character and want to see anything good happen to him. I know that they try to explain it towards the end of the episode, where he has his tirade about how the system is screwing him over.
Yeah.
And the last time they put him in jail, he just wants a treat, which is, it's like, okay, idiot, you didn't have to steal 5 giant boxes of karma. It's still not like your sob story doesn't track with any, and neither does
you got a rap sheet like
behaviors. You mock Daredevil for being blind 3. Like, I'm supposed to root for this guy at any
I
point?
didn't like that at all. Like, I don't know what they were trying to portray there, right? Like, I'm like, no, let him go to jail for 50 days. Fuck.
And it's such an easy and relatable thing. Like, they did world-class Olympic level gymnastic, James, to fuck this up, because it's such an easy thing to do, to put a character in there and say, oh, this is someone who's poor, who was wrongfully arrested, or, is just being wrongfully treated. It's a very easy character to get. Yeah. You've already established that the cops are assholes. Like, this was a layup. All you had to do was not make him an obnoxious prick.
And he is an obnoxious fucking prick. He's fucking. It's that whole part of this episode is terrible.
Yeah, it was
like
really bad.
I thought the same way. I'm like, what are we supposed to cheer for this motherfucker? He's gone to jail multiple times. The system's keeping him down. He literally makes fun of a blind man multiple times, like doubles and triples down on it. And we're supposed to be like, cool, so let's support him. Like
really hope
that guy.
I really hope our protagonist, who's dealing with the death of his friend and the breakup and all that, I really hope he can make it work for this petty criminal who also lied. Like, it wasn't just that. He starts off, he lies to his lawyer 4 or 5 times. The one time that made me laugh but also pissed me off, it was a real seesaw operation, was when he brought up the scrolls. Because at first I was like,
oh yeah,
scrolls. But then I was like, you motherfucker, I thought we were doing away with
done with that.
Why did you bring this back up? I just watched Thunderbolt Ross be the president. I thought we were erasing this. Why did you bring up the scrolls again? God damn it. This dude's out here stealing caramel corn. I'm supposed to buy a sob story. I can only steal the biggest box in the Waha. I couldn't steal a Twinkie.
A treat
that fits in my damn pocket.
Shadow says, just Just keep your excitement flatline, expectations super low.
I love this. We're living in a time when very few things don't suck. Keep
Yeah.
your find the good in the past when things were
Yeah,
okay.
sorry. I don't know you're reading it.
I've seen that meme. It's like a Blockbuster sign, and it says, "You don't miss us. You miss being young," or something like that. I was like, "Fuck you, Blockbuster." All right, you're right.
Moral of the
return
story is
fees
that
were
innocent
bullshit.
people are also massive dickheads.
Yeah, and it was a choice. It certainly was a decision.
Very a choice, yeah.
And they tried. It felt like they tried to bring it home with his whole emotional rant about all the different things that he got arrested for. But it also, I didn't think it didn't do much to say like, oh, I was wrongfully arrested. He was just like, I got put in. He made valid, like the points he made were valid, but the idea of, they're willing to pay more to imprison me than they are to feed me. Like those are some very real points that a lot of people in present day would find relatable, which is why I thought it was so weird that you just kept smacking him in the face with a cold fish before you tried to win him over. Like, oh, here, idiot.
Yeah, I hope that guy goes to jail forever. Ever and ever. I hope he fails.
You just
I
know
hope Matt Murdock fails.
He's as Mr. Leahy would say, he's a recidivist, Randy. He'll be back in the slammer in a month's time.
He's been in there like 25 times. Like he just stole a $2 boxes of caramel corn.
Yeah, he needed a snack, so he stole.
Yeah, he wanted a snack. So that like not my go-to snack.
Yeah, dude. Just a shit leopard never changes its spots, Rand.
Yeah, just awful. And other parts of the episode I thought were a little better. He's definitely gonna fuck that DA lady, by the way. She got the hots for him, or whatever she was.
Yeah, dude.
Which can really complicate his new person living in his apartment. Girl lives there now. The psychiatrist lady lives at his apartment now. It's gonna be real awkward.
Moved in.
I'm pretty sure that's the girl from one of the trailers before the season started where there was a shower scene. It's going to be bad. Bad Daredevil's coming out.
Oh, no. You know what? Speaking of things that are bad, James, far be it for me. I apologize. I'm about to do like the SNL Tom Brady segment.
Oh, boy.
How refreshing is it to watch the woman do the sexual harassment at work? Because I'm just saying, we're never rooting for. We're never like, oh man, that sassy paralegal dude was like, oh, are you Mrs. Wright? I'm looking for Mrs. Wright. Could that be you? I was like, dude, this is great. This is the equality I'm looking for. Yeah. All right. Let the lady in the office be the poon hound. All right. She's like, hey there, Blindy. Right. I can't. She said something else too that was just like it was a real heavy innuendo.
There's some undertones there. They're talking about they're like flirting in French and shit.
Oh yeah, he talks about his heightened senses, and she's like something about I can.
I'd like to
explore that later. Or something.
Yeah, I'd like to explore that later. Yeah.
Damn, dude, yeah, you're going straight to HR.
Now there's no HR in the New York legal system.
Yes, Headbug, I do. I want more female sexual harassers at television.
Oh, fuck.
I want that.
I was here for that.
Diversity.
I really think just that whole plot line of that offender wrecked the whole episode. Otherwise, I think it's pretty decent.
I would agree with you there. Like
you get Creepy Magoo working for Fisk, getting tricked by the girl he's got the hots for, taking shots with her, and then makes it look bad. And you think he's just gonna kill the motherfucker. He doesn't. Not yet. I think he will. You get I'm actually really enjoying the psychiatrist scenes between Wilson Fisk and his wife. I think it's a very interesting because she's a really good actor too, so those scenes are they're fun. A lot of friction there.
Yes, their scenes have been good, and we finally got the reveal with Adam. No, generally speaking,
that poor fucking sap is locked away. Not dead, didn't kill him.
Yeah.
Did not kill him.
There was a scene in the trailer of the two of them being Vanessa and Wilson sitting in front of the bloody painting. So at some point she makes it down to that weird torture chamber. At some point they have dinner together.
That's right.
There.
Yeah.
And so my question is sort of, will he have gotten rid of Adam by then, or will Vanessa have sort of snapped back into
She
or
gets
snapped
rid of
into a
him.
villain, and it's like some weird cuck thing
I
that
still
they're doing
think
to get-
that is coming, where she's going to be the kingpin, right? While he's trying to run this mayor's side. She was while he was gone. Like, that's where this is heading, right?
Yeah, I can only imagine that's got to be what they're leading to. I mean, they're pointing towards it with some of the stuff with the infighting within the different families. You know, we saw those people get robbed and shot in the truck, and you know, we saw that guy
say he
flip
doesn't
out.
work for him. He works for her. I don't work for the
Yes.
mayor. Like, that's absolutely where that's going.
I think so. And one of the, generally speaking about this episode, I thought that it left me really wishing it had been a different episode. When I watched it, I was like, yeah, I guess wasn't the most fun I've had, mainly because of some of the stuff we've already talked about. But
Yeah.
I did have the feeling that, you know, when this thing is all said and done, when we get through all the episodes, I'll probably understand what they're doing here a little better and have more appreciation for it. Because you do get the sense, especially with the way the episode ends with Daredevil training and Wilson going down and having dinner with, the Adam, that, okay, they're built like the next episode, things are really going to start to kick off. Right? That was the feeling I got by that ending.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked in the way that it frustrated me. I was like, Dad, okay, great. I have to wait a week for the shit that I want to see. But some people would say that's the show doing a good job. Like, that's them doing their job. They want you to come back next week. So if that means they got to slow it down and not do a lot of exciting stuff.
Well, we've been slow for
thing. It's stretching that rubber band.
Yeah, it's been slow for a while, and maybe we don't hate it as much as if that fucking one storyline doesn't exist, or he's just not a complete fucking degenerative asshole. Here's a good. Kang says her boyfriend is excited for Muse. We'll go there. Finally showing up more, and it's gonna be the Muse we thought it was gonna be. Like, he's doing some fucking nasty shit down there.
Yeah, it's blood-based paint.
Yeah.
Don't you know?
It's that poor guy, just that poor rando got captured.
Yeah.
Just gets fucking gunk.
And that was the other thing that sort of, I would agree. I almost forgot about that. So
it's very quick. It's at the very end, right?
Yeah, it's at the very end. It's sort of like it's almost like that post-credit scene of, okay, well, because that also reinforced the idea of, okay, shit's about to get real, because this is one of the main villains of this season, and we've barely had any interaction with him, and we've been teased with a few things. I think in the first episode, he
painted the Kingpin mural.
Yeah, he paints a Kingpin mural, the Triggered mural, and then the White Tiger mural. He also, I'm pretty damn sure, if they didn't call it out specifically, but he was at Dr. Glenn's book signing. I'm pretty sure she's
that fucking weird bastard
psychiatrist too. And then that could get real weird, because he might take her hostage as part of this whole thing. So I thought that was a nice touch, especially considering that they didn't give us a lot. The fact that they did leave us a few Muse breadcrumbs, and then at the end we're like, oh, by the way, it's about time for this dude to be a part of this.
About time for the real villain to show up.
Helped with that, I thought.
Yeah.
Shadow disagrees.
The real curmudgeon is Shadow. We're excited for Muse, and we finally got the return of Bernthal's Punisher, Kev.
Ooh. I
don't know how you felt about him, but he fucking fills that role. He's great in that role.
He is great in that role. And I only recently had the realization that that's a voice he's putting on, because there are a few sentences where I'm like, that is Shane. That is Shane from The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
And I can't unsee it. And it wasn't that long ago I saw some interview with him, and I'm like, I thought that was just how he talked. You know, it makes sense. If I played multiple roles, you'd be like, well, that guy sounds like Kev. Well, yeah, because that's my voice.
My fucking voice, asshole.
The voice he's putting on. I can't believe he's doing the Shane voice to be the Punisher. It blows my mind. But I think he has
fucked out of The Walking Dead, by the way. I'm just going to state that. That happened like 15 years ago. We're just going to put that on record.
Yeah, everybody got fucked out of that show. Yeah, that's why
I killed him way too early.
That's why it got so bad so quick. Should have just paid Frank Darabont, you idiots. Sorry. Back to what we were talking about. I think he has a good knack for this character. I'm really excited to talk to Lou about it because the Punisher is one of his favorite comic book runs, one of his favorite comic book heroes.
Yeah.
So I would love to hear his take on it. I reached out to him. He hasn't watched it yet. So I encourage him to watch it.
Being a very busy, being a
right.
parent.
It's like, yeah, it's almost like he's like a toddler or something. Like,
Yeah.
bro, what do you mean? It's not like you got a 24-hour job over there. But from my Punisher experience, I think he's got the character down.
Yeah.
I love that little part where Daredevil's like, oh yeah, make yourself the victim. And he's like, I never said that pussy ass word. Don't you go putting it in my mouth.
Yeah.
I was like, first of all, I graduated with 3 of these dudes from high school. But yes,
I loved it.
I loved it, man. And it was a very moving scene. That was the centerpiece of this whole episode, if you ask me. The fact that we're going back. I don't remember what season it was, so forgive me. But James, you may know when Punisher hits Red, as he likes to call him, with the old Joker line of, you're only one bad day away from being me. And
that's exactly
that day. And, he says things like, you want my permission. You basically, you're coming here because you want to do the things that I do. And that's the real reason why you're here. And he couldn't say Foggy's name. I thought all of that stuff was great, James.
I thought their like interaction.
You
you spot on. Their interaction is probably my favorite part of the episode. The reunion with them, how he just calls him out on it, like says exactly what's going on. Say his name, asshole. And it's going to bring the Punisher back. I think what it does is it does bring Daredevil back. Like he's training at the end of the episode, which also, you don't think the girl in his bed's just not going to wake up and be like, oh, wow, where is this motherfucker? He's been gone all night.
Dude, that I can almost always tell when a single dude is writing something because get the fuck out of here. Come on, bros, help me out here.
Bed for 5 hours. My girlfriend's be like, where the fuck did you go?
Because if we could do that, we'd be playing PlayStation all night. We'd be like, hey, yep, and then just slide back in at 3 a.m.
Yeah,
like, oh, it was great. Yeah, women love when you do that. They love it when you just
disappear
like,
into the night.
Yep. Thanks, sport. I'll be out playing FIFA. See you
Headbug says it's just Headbug. Maybe your boyfriend's Daredevil.
Your boyfriend's a vigilante. I'm sorry to be the one to tell you about this.
Oh no, costume vigilante. Oh Jesus. Yeah, it is some. That does mix up. But back, yeah. Yeah, but Bernthal's awesome. Punisher's awesome. I think it would be an overly solid episode had the fucking weird storyline with that stupid criminal that's just a complete fucking asshole. If they had not just botched that whole thing.
I'm looking out for an Angstum Levy. That's a crossover. Go watch our freaking Invincible review. I'm looking for this guy's gonna be a villain in season 4 of Daredevil Born Again. He's gonna be like, oh shit, it's the Cracker Jack guy. He's really fed up at how corrupt this
the caramel corn guy. Gosh, good Lord. Any final thoughts on it, Kev, before we wrap up and get out of here?
I will keep on watching. We've got another episode.
We'll watch.
We will watch. I'm not off the train yet. Okay. Yeah. It's
just one weird.
I'm just disappointed.
Yeah. Shout out everybody who's been here this whole time. Headbug, Harles, Kang, Anthony was in there. Nate was in there early. Shadow, the curmudgeon that is Shadow, showed up late. Sleek was in there. Appreciate each and every one of you. Reminder, this is my last live stream for 2 weeks. I will not be back live until April, whatever today would be in April from 2 weeks from now. Matt, I don't want to look at a calendar. It's too much work. We will both be on the show Wednesday. We are pre-recording it. Stream is over. That's what I can agree with. That's what I can get behind. The stream is over. That fucking sucks. I can get behind that.
Gotta go. We gotta start having longer shows. I hear you.
Yep. Han will be pre-recorded for Wednesday, and then Kev will be running the show next week before I return. Yes, I'm going to be hibernating on a beach, and then I'll be back in Nebraska, my home state, for a little bit in Nebraska. Kev, outside of here and outside of running the show, oh God, everybody's going to make me sad.
Yeah. They're making you sad.
Yeah,
I'm the one who has to go talk to myself for the next.
Now,
2 weeks.
Kev has to talk to himself. I really wish we would have. I wish we had had the idea for the Danny fucking takeover. That'd have been fucking great.
Yeah, we got to work on our. Yeah, we got to work.
Bad. We can't hire our AI story planners. Are really bad. We don't pay them anything. Kev, outside of here and outside of running this channel next week, where can they find you at?
Well, we'll just stick to that. You can find me here. We will maintain the regular show schedule for the live shows. So anything that I otherwise might try to throw into a pre-recorded video, I'll probably just save for next Monday's show. So we will just say, to be safe, that at the very latest, we will talk about Daredevil episode 5 this time next week. We may do it before that, but it will definitely happen at least there. Of course, we will have the Wednesday show. We will be pre-recorded this week. Next week, it will likely be live. I'll have an update for you by next Monday on that. But no, I have been busy in the editing world. Shout out to my friends over at Carnage Media. I've been editing our first ever independent wrestling show. So we're a production team for a event. Benchmark Pro Wrestling is what the federation is called. There will be another one here in May. So I am almost done finishing. I had to edit the whole thing. And then, of course, you got to break it down into the individual fights, and the auto leveling was a real pain in the ass. Not anyone's fault. It's just just one of those things that there's no quick way.
Yeah.
Maybe if I had an AI to do it for me.
AI should do it for you.
Nah. AI couldn't do it as good as I. No, they probably would do a lot better. But anyway, new videos coming out. Carnage Media pay-per-view. We had our first Carnage Fight Series MMA Pro-Am this weekend. It was an amazing event. I couldn't be happier with the quality of that card. And, we've got some things that we'll be improving on, but go check it out on Instagram. Our good friend Noah did the photos for this. He did a great job. He got some videos as well. So if you're looking at a sneak peek of some of the action and you don't want to wait for our YouTube uploads, then you can head over to Carnage Media PPV on Instagram. And if you do that, please also give Noah a follow because he's a phenomenal photographer. His handle is Noah Forever, and that is KNOW. Anyway, just if you go to Carnage, which is easier to remember, you'll find him there. But absolutely, I'm just blessed. I'm honored to be able to do those events and work with people. Shout out to Connor Smith, who did the play-by-play with Clayton and I. So no, just check it out. I'll be doing a lot more of that type of stuff. So apologies if I'm not as active outside of our live shows. It's probably because I'm doing some stuff over there, but we will keep this train moving, more videos, all that kind of stuff. Probably when James gets back from vacation. James, they won't be able to find you anywhere for 2 weeks. So you can say, I guess, whatever you want to say to them.
I will be on a beach, enjoying life. Appreciate each and every one of you. Stream Elements, Stu came in hot here. Perfect timing. Check out our YouTube channel. We went over 160, Kev, last week. 2 big streams last week. The Gorman Massacre went over 300 views, and then our live view one from last Monday will finish at 297. Somebody click on it a few times tonight. Get it over 300, please. Come on, Shadow. We appreciate each and every one of you from the bottom of our hearts. I will be back in 2 weeks. We will have a show Wednesday. I'll be in the chat Wednesday. It's one of my favorite things to do is to hop in the chat. So without further ado, this isn't goodbye, guys. Let's just see you later. 2 weeks.
I hate sand. It gets everywhere. See you Wednesday.